Hello family, welcome back to another video. If it is your first time joining us, welcome baby girl. I really hope that you will stay or subscribe and and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. You guys are the real MVPs. Yo, I know it's been 20 minutes. I was about to say that it's been a minute, but then I realized, man, no money, a minute is not as long as what I've done. Now I've pushed it to 20 minutes, so it's been 20 minutes. Okay, it's been an hour actually. Yo guys, things have been kind of hectic. I think this video is gonna be some sort of live update, I guess, although there's nothing to update. It's just that I have not been putting out a video in such a long time, and the reason for that is life was lifing betanana. Like I've had to work extra hours at work, I've had to work all of the weekends, and that left no time, like literally no time to be able to do YouTube. And yeah, I tried last week to shoot a video, however I was just not in it, man. I deleted it today actually because I was just like, I'm not gonna put this video out. Like I was not feeling it, you get me? Like I was not in it, so I'm just like, nah, let me let it go. So this is gonna be like a live update. Sorry for that. I'm in my room actually. We are banda. I can't shoot the other side because my family is there and everything, so I can't really be inconveniencing people in terms of asking them to move and whatever. So for my dream home, I'm gonna have a separate room that I'm gonna use to shoot my content, whether YouTube, Instagram, whatever. I'm gonna have my own space so that I don't have to be moving up and down, just shoot in one space. So life has been lifing, guys. I have not been able to shoot a video for YouTube, and I really did not have the time for it. Like umsebenzi is getting in the way of my life because I can't even jog anymore because I start working at 7 and then most times I knock off at 6 p.m. and that leaves no time for me to go jogging. The most I've been doing is doing my home workouts. I've also not been able to go to gym for like the past 2 weeks because of the same thing. If I'm knocking off at 6, if Jiminy they close at 6, so that means I can't go to gym. So I've just been doing my home workouts, and hopefully I'm really hoping that I'll be able to not put in the extra time at work so I can have my weekends back. I can have my evenings back because I normally knock off at 4, but then now I can't do that. So I'm really hoping that things settle down. Okay, you know, to knock off at 4 o'clock and then have my evenings, man. Do the things that I normally do in the evening, like jogging and whatever. So I actually thought this would work for Wine with V. However, when I bought wine for cooking actually, and then this is what's left of it. So I'm just gonna be sipping on this whilst I'm doing this video. So I don't have much to update. That's why I was skeptical to call it a live update, because there's nothing to like update you guys on. So I'm just gonna do a little story time. We're going into the new week. I know that things have been like difficult for most people, myself included. Things have been a little difficult. We've been living like this COVID times for like a year and a couple of months now, and it's starting to take a toll. Like last year when it started, obviously if you were still working for you, you are not really feeling the impact of the lockdown and everything. But then as the time goes on, most people are starting to feel the impact. People are starting to feel the pinch. Either you're not able to do the things that you are used to doing, or the money is not the same. If like umsebenzi wakho depends on certain things, for example. So most people are starting to feel the pinch. Abandu, they're looking for work, they're not able to get work. Others who are working already, they want to change, but then cause opportunities. So like I think this story time kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know what it's supposed to do, but it's supposed to do something. So this is the moment, like growing up there are things that you are told, or things that, I'm sorry for the noise, guys, or things that you learn as you grow up, right? Things that you sort of live by, and most of those things, our experiences are you get me, like you don't have an experience of the thing, like when you're being told don't lose hope or whatever. Like I believe there's a certain moment in your life that kind of jerks you or reminds you of that particular thing. I put out a video a few weeks back talking about was it a video or was it an Instagram post about delays not being denials. So this was the moment that actually solidified my essence of the delays are not denials situations, because it's something that I knew, but then I did not have an experience of it. There's nothing that had happened to me that proved that delays are not denials, and this situation was that thing. So I was working for this other company, and I was still staying in town then, and it was okay way to, like, the training, I think it took about almost 2 months, and then after training I started working. It was okay way to until like you start hearing certain things from the people who've been working there. So I was on contract, and the thing was, when after the probation period, then you would receive a full-time employment contract, making you a full-time employee with benefits. And so you don't know how this company works. You only know what you were told at the interview stage and throughout the training, but you don't have the our experience of how things actually work there. So then I started working, and then so after a few months, so that's when like you start hearing, but actually ayikho yonke lonto. Oh, they said that, no, that's not gonna happen. Oh, they said this would happen, no, forget it. And then now where you sort of learn the culture of how things work there, and you see or you weigh whether this is a place that you want to be in or not. It was okay, and until it was not okay. It was okay until it was not okay. And when it was not okay, I wanted to leave. I was like, this is not what I want to do. So we all know it's quite difficult to get a job in South Africa. We have the highest unemployment rate, so it's quite difficult to get a job. And it seems like if you don't know anyone position where you want to go, kuba even harder. Like, it's hard, but then kuba even harder if you don't know anyone. Like, if we're now, you're just gonna apply by sending in your CV and applying for whatever post they have. But to say, Jonga, I'm gonna apply for this position, please look out for my staff. So I started applying, like seriously applying, sending out my CV. And then my friend at the time gave me an email address of this other lady, Oku HR, at another company that I had actually wanted to work at, but I had been applying on their site, but nothing. Nothing. They'd be regretting me all the time. So she gives me the email. I had an email of someone else from that company, Oku HR. I'd sent my CV, but then that guy never replied. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So she gave me another one, and she was like, dude, send your CV. I sent my CV. Shortly, I think after a few hours to mail a CV, I get a call. And then I get a call, and the lady is like, okay, hi, I received your email. I'd like to invite you for an interview for this position at this company. Then she tells me the details, but this is the package, this is the benefits, these are the working hours, things like that. And I was like, oh, okay, it sounds good. So the interview was on a Friday. I think she called me, I think it was beginning of the week, either Monday or Tuesday. So she's like, the interview will be on Friday. I was like, okay, good, because I was gonna be off that Friday. Sharp. So the Friday comes, I'm excited, nervous at the same time. Like, or interviews, money, they stress me out. I get stressed out in my interviews. Like, they stress me out. I hate it. And Abantu will be like, no man, relax, you're just gonna answer questions and whatever. No, I'm not just answering questions, I'm answering questions zabantu who will decide if I'm getting the job or not. That's what makes it different. And it's not just talking, like I'm making conversation or small talk with people in Bazio. No, these people will decide at the end of the day if I get the job or not. So it makes me very nervous. If you get Friday, I get ready. I was still using public transport then, so I leave early because I don't want to be late in my taxi as if meeting I has but I get taxi. So I take a taxi, I get to where they have their shuttle service. I get on the shuttle and it heads to the company sharp. So it's figuring, and I think my interview was set for 8:30, right? I was an hour early for the interview. So when I get there, I see my friend, the one who gave me the email address. So I see her, and immediately I kind of, some sort of calmness because I'm seeing someone that I'm familiar with. So I'm as nervous and and everything. So it could be crazy. So I figured 8:30, that was my interview slot time. However, they did not interview me at that time. They had not started actually. So we're just waiting. Guys, like I said, most band if you get an hour early, and my interview was at 8:30. So that means I was there around past 7ish. I was that early. And then Sashala money and nothing was happening. Other people were being interviewed, and like those things, they start to annoy you. Like, yes, you're looking forward to it and whatever, and you're grateful for the opportunity to even come and answer those questions, go interview session. However, like my interview is at 8:30 and I'm still sitting by a bed with in. So at this point, you're no longer nervous, you're just tired because you've been sitting. So so she gets interviewed and then they leave. They leave me there. People went to lunch, okay? They went to lunch, they came back from lunch, and I was still waiting to be interviewed, okay? So finally, around 2ish, the HR lady comes and she calls my name, and I go in for the interview. We get inside the interview room. There was another lady there. So Sifika again, I had a copy of my CV apart from what I sent them, and it's wise to always bring a hard copy of your CV, even if they don't say bring it, but just have it with you. And so I had a copy of my CV. They asked for it. I hand them the CV, and before the lady sits down, she's like, hi man, how long have you been working for a financial institution? So I tell her the date of when I started, and then she's like, Mani, let me confirm something, okay? And then she's like, oh, who called? She's like, who called you? I tell her the name of the lady who called me. And I'm like, yeah, she asked me, because when you're working for a financial institution, like before, you were required to have a certificate depending on how long you started working in the financial services industry as a whole. So, and mine was very close to the time where I need to have it. But the lady who had called me for the interview, I told her I don't have the certificate yet, but I was registered to go right in about 2 weeks, I think. And she was like, no, that's fine. So this lady says, let me confirm something, I'm gonna be back. I'm like, oh, okay, sharp. She goes out. So in check and she was pregnant, that lady at the time. And I think she saw, what did she see actually? I don't know. I think she saw my name or something on my CV, and then she was like, oh, you're Xhosa. I'm like, yeah. And then she makes small talk. She tells me that she's been to the Eastern Cape to visit a friend, blah 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 blah. So sancokola kamnandi njalo abuye ke lo beyoconfirma. Abuye xa engena athi, yo, I'm sorry, we can't interview you. Hayibo. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, no, we can't interview you because the date that you started is not the date that we're looking for. Like, we're looking for people who started after this date, not people who started on this date. I was like, so I'm like, no, man. The lady who called me said it's fine, and I'm registered to write the certificate in 2 weeks, so I'm good. And then she's like, no, they can't interview me because they'll interview me and say I get the position. I won't be able to work because I don't have the certificate. I was like, James, I cried. As I cried, number one, I cried because I really wanted to leave, and when I was called for the interview, I was like, oh, okay, great, this is like my chance. I get me being interviewed and me bombing the interview, but then you're not even gonna interview me. I mean, you know, I cried because of that. Number two, I was very annoyed because I'd been sitting there from like past 7. Now it was already 2ish. Like, yeah, finding out in because I've been there the entire time, and only now they're saying this. Number 3, I was like, why then did you call me? And because when I sent my CV and everything, I sent all my documents, so they saw everything. So I'm like, why would you then call me to come for an interview? Oh yes, but I'm not what you're looking for. I was like, no, man, no. So I cried because I was annoyed. Like, I'm a crybaby. Naturally, I'm a crybaby. And yeah, the annoyance actually fueled everything. So I'm there crying in the interview room. Yo! So I'm crying. The lady who went to confirm is like, yo, I'm so sorry. She starts going on about God. Chongage, yabona. Mna, you lose me. You lose me, Mtazakaya, if you start trying to motivate me and all those things. I'm just like, yo, like, just keep quiet. Keep quiet. She goes on about how God and then she's like, yo, she's not even a mother, so agana maternal tontoni. So she asked the pregnant one, Bachomi, please do tutuzele. And I'm just like, I don't even want to be tutuzeled at this point. Like, I just want y'all to keep quiet so the tears can dry, so I can get up and go. So I get the pregnant one naye. Choba God ntontoni. And then finally I managed to calm down. I'm just like, okay, can I get a minute just to gather myself, and then I can go. And then the one who went to confirm Gengoko is like, once you write for the certificate, you can send me an email directly and call me rather, and I will specifically call you in for an interview, right, for this position, and then we'll take it from there. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. That's Qoqosha ke guys. Ndaphuma phayana. Like, I was so embarrassed because I was like, why did I cry in a whole interview room, Dikalilani, in front of strangers, and this is a business place, like it's crawling with business people. Now I must walk out with red eyes and stuff, yo. So I ndaphuma again and I went home. So after 2 weeks after writing for the certificate, I passed it, and then I called the lady Gangogo to say, "Ba, baby girl, you said I must call you, so I'm done. I'm calling you now." And the baby girl was like, she's sorry, but they no longer accept. Oh, baby girl, I'm sorry, but we no longer accept interviews. We no longer accept CVs on our private emails. So please register for our career site and make sure that you apply on there. I was like, okay, peace out. So I eventually left the company and went to work for another company. And then I finally got another interview at this company where I cried at for a different position. And when I started working, well, from the benefits and everything, and to when I started working, that's when I was like, I'm glad I didn't get the other one, because I was just like, this one is better. Kubane, this one is for me. This yabo, the grand Glena. Yabo, I was so glad that I didn't get that one actually. So it was at that point where I was like, you know what, actually, delays are not denials. And also you're getting it the Kalile interview room and everything. But I'm glad that it didn't happen. I was like, I'm very happy that it didn't happen then. I guess going into this new week, what I want to say is that on top of delays not being denials, but also yongindo inekashalayo, right? And each person has their own time. Because I remember after the whole ordeal, when I got home, I was talking to my friend, and she was like, how did the interview go? And I told her that they didn't interview me because of ABC. And she was like, no, I can understand. Now she was just as upset as I was. And I think we were upset because like also Nae, I think she had started working for a financial institution around the same time that I did. So for me, it was kind of like, it was just not for me. And those are the things that you don't see when you are in that moment. It sucks that lives will only show you as in like later on, after you've cried, after you've been heartbroken, after you've been depressed about things, where you actually realize, bah, no man, that one wasn't for me. This is what was waiting for me. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Going into the new week, understand that you're getting a Layo, and we each have our time, and comparing your situation to somebody else's will never help you with anything. It will only put you under pressure for isn't that are beyond your control, because most things are not in your control. There's literally nothing that you can do, and stressing and fretting about it is not going to change a damn thing. It's just going to frustrate you. So guys, I hope that each and every one of you who are gonna watch this video will get what you want. I hope that you get the strength to put in the work for the things that you want to do. When you plant a seed, you need to keep watering the seed. Like, that's the only way for it to grow. You plant it, you water it. Plant it, you water it. That's the only way. So I pray that each and every one of you has the strength to water your seed so that it can grow. And motivation, and I hate it when like people try to motivate me, or when people suggest watching motivational things, because those things do nothing for me. They just bore me to death, if we're being honest. So I'm not gonna try to be motivational to anyone. I just wanted to say that if you're going through a hard time, Sikona, whatever higher power you believe in is there, whether it's God, whether it's your ancestors, whatever it is, but whatever higher power that you bow down to, that higher power is there with you. I really hope that you guys will enjoy the video. Hopefully next week I'll put out another video because I've been absent for so long. Yeah, please do subscribe, like, comment and share. I think we're on the road to 500 subscribers. Thank you so much to each and every one of you who takes the time to watch my videos, like, comment and share with your friends and family. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. We are growing. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.